wind is actually dying down, even though we're still looking at offshore conditions. We're not looking at any advisories per se, but breezy to possibly windy conditions through the mountains and passes there. But other than that, we're really just dealing with warmer conditions. And a frost advisory seems a little contradictory, so we'll get there in just a minute. Taking you outside to our Malibu camera overlooking the Santa Monica Bay. There's the pier right there in the distance, and you're going to see, well, pretty nice conditions along the coast. Kept things pretty clear today, and we're going to continue to see pretty clear conditions for the next few days. There's a few things we're looking at. First and foremost, we do have a frost advisory that's currently in place. It goes into effect at 1 a.m., lasts through 9 a.m. This is for the Antelope Valley. We're expecting temperatures to drop below freezing tonight. Palmdale getting down into the upper 20s, perhaps. 50 degrees in Palmdale right now as we head over to Lake Los Angeles. You're at 52 degrees. So cool temperatures tonight and pretty cool temperatures out there overall. You'll see 62 degrees in downtown, 63 in the City of Commerce as we head over to Hacienda Heights. You're at 63, Covina at 64. Paris, you're at 58 degrees. And finally, checking in with parts of Orange County, you're currently in the 60s, 63 in Orange, 64 in Santa Ana, and 62 in Huntington Beach. So you're going to see, well, wind-wise, pretty calm at this point. Again, no advisories, no warnings, but we are dealing with offshore conditions and a warm-up as we head into the next few days. We'll have all of that in your extended forecast in just a bit. Back to you.
All right.
Some splaining to do.
Why?
Well, because it's going to be frost advisory, frost warning, and then it's going to be hot?
Yeah.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Well,
how does that work?
Let me explain.
Doctor?
That's why I'm here. I will let you know.
It's Dad speaking, not me.
All right, we're going to explain it. So there's a few things. So Rick was saying the frost advisory. We're also talking about warm temperatures. Well, we have a very cold air mass in place. We're also looking at windy conditions, and that cool air is actually prompting the frost advisory, especially into the overnight hours. But since we're still dealing with those offshore conditions and we're still dealing with high pressure, we're dealing with warm afternoon temperatures. So we're seeing kind of a little bit of both worlds as we head into the next, well, couple of days. So we're getting a look outside right now. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I love this shot. It's clear, high pressure settling in. So with that, we're seeing that sinking air, that clockwise rotation around the high that essentially generates those offshore winds. So it's pushing any cloud cover that we would have out to sea. So that's why we're dealing with those clear conditions right now. So you're going to see right here as we take a look, the camera showing us downtown. Nice and clear, and camera can't show us this, but I will tell you it's somewhat mild right now, even though it is going to start to get much cooler into the overnight hours. So the high desert dealing with a frost advisory. The pink highlighting on your screen showing you just that. And with that frost advisory, well, it's going into effect at 1 a.m., lasting through 9 a.m. So looking at very cool temperatures into the overnight hours. That dry air mass making for that chance of frost into the overnight hours as well. So we're looking at dry conditions, cool conditions overnight, but warm conditions in the afternoon. You'll see right here, Palmdale, you're at 50, but you still got a little ways to go before you get to freezing, which is 32 degrees, but looks like you could probably make it there tonight. Temperatures into the 60s, otherwise 62 in downtown. Covina, you're at 64 degrees. Diamond Bar at 61, Paris at 58, and Orange County, you're currently in the 60s. And your 5-day forecast, well, showing you cool overnight temperatures, but warm afternoon temperatures, especially in the valleys and the Inland Empire. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, warming up by Saturday, staying warm by Sunday, and a little cooler by the time we hit Halloween. A little bit of an alliteration. Back to you.
All right.
You know what the wonderful thing about airing your clothes outside is the smell of fresh air.
Yes. Well, that's
sunshine.
number one. Number two,
right?
Your clothes, it won't shrink generally if you
Right.
air it out like that. The dryer tends to shrink things. So there are upsides, and it saves energy.
But you have to wait 5 days before you.
Well, we have the weather
True
for it out
story.
here, though.
But yes, if you need to dry your clothes outside over the next few days, weather certainly working in your favor because we're actually looking at a nice little warm-up. We warmed up today. We're going to continue to warm up over the next few days. We're getting a look from our Sierra cam this evening. Nice and clear out there. Offshore wind still a factor, even though we're not looking at any wind advisories or red flag warnings. I will tell you we are looking at a frost advisory currently in effect, actually technically going to effect at 1 a.m., lasting through 9 a.m. for the high desert. Temperatures falling below freezing into the overnight hours. That's because we're looking at very dry conditions and a very cool air mass overhead. So it's trickling in that cool air, but at the same time, we've got high pressure, and high pressure, that sinking air is actually prompting warmer temperatures and clearer conditions. So we're going to take you through temperatures right now, and you'll see winds pretty calm at the moment. As we take you up to the high desert, again, we are expecting to see freezing conditions and possible frost in the area. At this point, though, we're in the 40s for the most part, 48 in Palmdale, 61 in downtown. Commerce at 62, Diamond Bar 60 in parts of Orange County currently into the 60s, and the IE currently in the 60s and the 50s as well. Back down to Orange County, 63 in Santa Ana and 62 in Huntington Beach. So earlier today downtown, you got it to 76 degrees. Average is 77, so you were a degree below average, but looks like we're going to make it to, well, above average temperatures as high pressure continues to build over the next few days. Those offshore winds continue to kick in, even though we're not technically looking at any wind advisories. Remember, we are indeed looking at a frost advisory that's going into effect for the high desert into the overnight hours. But from frost to, well, warm temperatures, above average temperatures expected for the next 24 hours and for the weekend as well. Take a look. Temperatures down to the 50s tonight. Morning hours up into the 50s. Very cool, clear, and crisp out there. But by the afternoon, we're up to 81 degrees in downtown. And remember, 81 is above average for this time of year. We're staying above average through Saturday, through Sunday for the Basin in Orange County. Cooling down a bit for Halloween on Monday. We're down to the 70s and keeping things much the same. And sunny, though, by Tuesday for the Basin in Orange County. Back to you.